Hey, Steelers Nation. We're back with an exclusive video packed with the latest updates on our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any exclusive updates or exciting Steelers news. Rumors have been swirling around Pittsburgh, and the whispers are growing louder every single day, suggesting that Tyreek Hill might not just be another addition to the Steelers roster, but potentially the most significant signing in the entire history of the franchise. When you start analyzing what Hill brings to the table, it's hard not to imagine the seismic shift in dynamics that his presence could provoke on offense. The Steelers have historically relied on a mix of power running, solid quarterback play, and a steady passing game. But adding a player with Hill's speed, agility, and game-changing ability could transform their offensive identity in ways that few could have predicted. Some insiders have hinted that Hill's influence could extend beyond just touchdowns and yards, potentially elevating the performance of younger receivers and even creating mismatches that allow the quarterback to operate with unprecedented efficiency. Fans have started to speculate on social media, dissecting highlight reels and imagining scenarios where Hill is stretching defenses vertically, pulling safeties out of coverage, and giving Ben Roethlisberger's successors a playmaker they've always dreamed about. The rumor mill isn't just about what Hill could do on paper. It's also about the psychological impact, the aura he carries, and the way opposing teams might alter their game plans just to contain him. There's an almost tangible excitement in Pittsburgh as people begin to wonder if the Steelers are finally about to enter a new era, and Hill could be the catalyst that accelerates that transformation. Analysts and commentators, meanwhile, are debating whether any signing in franchise history has ever carried this level of potential influence. Speculative conversations in sports bars and online forums increasingly focus on this very idea, suggesting that the buzz surrounding Hill is not merely hype, but a reflection of genuine belief in the change he could bring. For those who have followed Hill's career in Kansas City, the impact he has made is undeniable, with highlight reels showing him breaking ankles, outrunning entire defensive units, and delivering moments that make casual fans stop and stare. The Steelers, whose last few seasons have been marked by inconsistency and questions about their offensive identity, are potentially on the verge of a revolution, and Hill's rumored addition could represent that turning point. While nothing is confirmed yet, the possibility alone has ignited debates among sports analysts, ex-players, and coaches about whether Pittsburgh is making a calculated risk that could pay off in monumental fashion. Some are even suggesting that Hill's signing, if finalized, could rival or surpass the excitement that accompanied the arrival of legendary figures like Jerome Bettis or Troy Polamalu, though in a very different context, focused on offensive dominance rather than defensive fortitude. The conversation has become so pervasive that it's hard to separate fact from speculation. But the recurring theme is clear. Pittsburgh fans are desperate for a spark, a player who can change the trajectory of games almost single-handedly, and Hill fits that mold perfectly. Rumors from unnamed sources suggest negotiations are intense, and while no official announcement has been made, insiders hint that both sides are seriously considering the implications. Discussions around salary cap, offensive schemes, and the integration of Hill's skill set into Pittsburgh's system are ongoing, creating a sense of anticipation that is almost palpable. Even casual observers of the NFL are noticing, with social media trends showing increased searches for Hill and Steelers highlights in tandem. The energy surrounding this potential move has reached a point where it dominates conversations about team strategy, off-season priorities, and the future of the franchise. In essence, Tyreek Hill isn't just being discussed as a player. He's being framed as a transformative figure who could redefine what it means to play offense in Pittsburgh. The question of whether Hill could be the most important acquisition in Steelers history isn't just idle speculation. It's rooted in comparisons to past, iconic signings and trades, and analysts are drawing parallels to moves that fundamentally altered teams' competitive trajectories. Imagine the kind of pressure and attention Hill would attract each week, and how defenses would have to adjust, potentially opening opportunities for other receivers, tight ends, and even the running game. Sources close to team management have allegedly indicated that Hill's presence could force opponents to game plan differently, preparing specifically for his unique combination of speed and route-running precision, which in turn could create cascading advantages across the Steelers' offensive playbook. The buzz isn't just local. National media outlets are reportedly keeping a close eye on the situation, and the possibility of a blockbuster signing has generated discussions that cross traditional fan bases, highlighting the sheer magnitude of what Hill could bring. Conversations with former players and coaches suggest that Hill's influence might extend beyond the stat sheet, impacting morale, locker room dynamics, and even practice intensity. The Steelers have long been admired for their defensive legacy, but the potential offensive renaissance driven by Hill could redefine the team's identity in a way that hasn't been seen since the days of Terry Bradshaw or Lynn Swann. Even skeptics admit that if Hill integrates effectively, his presence could create matchup nightmares that opponents struggle to counter, giving Pittsburgh a competitive edge that has felt elusive in recent seasons. Rumors of Hill's visits to Pittsburgh facilities, casual sightings, and insider leaks have fueled social media speculation, making it feel like a certainty to many fans, even though official confirmation is pending. Some are already projecting the jersey sales, media coverage, and fan excitement, painting a picture of a city fully embracing a potential superstar. The discussion has become part of the cultural conversation in Pittsburgh, with local businesses and media outlets speculating on the broader impact of Hill's arrival, which could extend beyond football into civic pride and city identity. Even as insiders caution that negotiations can shift, the prevailing narrative suggests that the Steelers could be on the brink of a transformative signing, one that not only boosts their immediate competitiveness, but also signals a strategic vision for sustained success, all centered around Tyreek Hill's unique talents. Reports from unnamed insiders continue to suggest that the Steelers' front office is highly committed to exploring all avenues to secure Hill, and the sense of urgency reflects the franchise's desire to seize a rare opportunity. Comparisons are being drawn to other marquee signings across the league, with analysts attempting to quantify Hill's potential contribution. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors circulating from multiple sources suggest that the Steelers' front office is operating with an unusual sense of urgency, reflecting a recognition that opportunities to acquire elite playmakers like Hill are rare and fleeting. Some speculate that this urgency stems from a broader strategic vision, one that prioritizes offensive innovation and aggressive roster management in ways that could reshape Pittsburgh's competitive profile. Analysts argue that Hill's speed and versatility would allow the team to implement a wider array of offensive schemes, introducing new formations, motion concepts, and deep threat options that could challenge defensive coordinators on every level. Social media speculation has gone even further, with fans theorizing about how Hill might align with current receivers, creating potential combinations that maximize spacing and mismatches. Insider whispers indicate that coaches are already considering Hill's ability to influence game tempo, alter coverage assignments, and provide explosive scoring potential in critical moments, which could change how the Steelers approach not just individual games, but the entire season. Even skeptics are acknowledging that the strategic and psychological advantages of integrating a player like Hill could extend beyond measurable statistics, enhancing team confidence and morale in ways that are difficult to quantify. Rumors also suggest that Hill's professionalism and competitive drive might positively affect younger players, creating a culture of excellence and heightened performance expectations. Analysts continue to debate whether this signing could be more impactful than previous franchise milestones, suggesting that Hill's arrival might not only reshape the offense but redefine the Steelers' identity for the foreseeable future. The narrative has become so pervasive that it dominates conversation, blurring the line between rumor and expectation and fueling an almost palpable sense of anticipation that the city, fans, and NFL observers cannot ignore. Sources familiar with the situation hint that Hill's addition could create a domino effect that reaches far beyond just offensive production, potentially impacting drafting strategy, free agent acquisitions, and the Steelers' long-term vision for sustained success. Analysts are already speculating on how Hill's speed and route-running prowess could allow Pittsburgh to adopt a more aggressive, vertical attack that stretches defenses in unprecedented ways. Social media speculation is rampant, with fans discussing theoretical formations, deep passing strategies, and highlight-worthy plays that imagine Hill consistently dominating matchups. Rumors suggest that Hill's presence could fundamentally alter defensive game planning league-wide, forcing opponents to adapt in ways that might unintentionally create openings for other players on the Steelers roster. Industry insiders have hinted that negotiations are approaching a critical phase, and the possibility of Hill joining the team is being taken seriously by multiple stakeholders. Analysts argue that the strategic implications go beyond individual games, as Hill's addition could force a rethinking of the team's identity, shifting Pittsburgh from a defense-heavy tradition to an offense capable of dictating matchups week after week. Even casual fans are getting swept up in the conversation, discussing potential plays, touchdowns, and season trajectories that hinge on Hill's rumored presence. Former players and coaches have weighed in on the potential influence of a player with Hill's skill set, emphasizing how his ability to stretch the field vertically could open the game in ways rarely seen. The speculation isn't just about hype. It's rooted in tangible observations of Hill's performance history and the ways his unique talents could complement Pittsburgh's existing roster. Analysts continue to emphasize that Hill's potential impact could reach levels that make current statistical projections almost irrelevant, as his ability to create game-changing plays might influence outcomes in ways traditional metrics cannot fully capture. Rumors suggest that Pittsburgh's coaching staff has been quietly evaluating offensive packages designed specifically to exploit Hill's unmatched speed, agility, and route-running precision, anticipating a shift in both defensive and offensive paradigms. Fans and commentators alike are imagining scenarios where Hill's presence transforms close games into blowouts, or where his deep threat capabilities force defensive adjustments that open opportunities for other skill players. Industry insiders have hinted that the Steelers are considering creative ways to integrate Hill without disrupting existing chemistry, a balancing act that could yield explosive results if executed correctly. Social media speculation has fueled an ongoing narrative in which Hill is not just a player, but a strategic weapon capable of reshaping Pittsburgh's competitive outlook for years. The combination of speed, playmaking ability, and versatility makes him a candidate for not only immediate impact, but long-term influence, potentially changing how the franchise is perceived in the league. Even casual fans have become deeply invested in the narrative, sharing highlight compilations, analyzing play simulations, and debating the potential ripple effects of Hill's rumored addition. Former NFL coaches have weighed in, noting that a player with Hill's skill set could disrupt traditional defensive schemes and force opponents to commit more resources to contain him. Rumors suggest that if Hill officially signs, the Steelers' offensive approach could evolve into a dynamic, multifaceted attack that challenges every conventional strategy. Whispers from unnamed sources continue to suggest that Hill's arrival could influence the Steelers' locker room culture, with the potential to elevate morale, instill confidence, and inspire teammates to reach higher performance levels. Analysts speculate that Hill's work ethic and competitive drive might create an environment where younger players feel compelled to improve, potentially accelerating the development of the team's next generation of stars. Social media speculation paints vivid pictures of Hill stretching defenses on vertical routes, drawing double coverage, and opening up opportunities for teammates to shine in ways that were previously limited. Insider conversations hint that this kind of impact extends beyond raw statistics, affecting game planning, play-calling tendencies, and overall offensive tempo, which could transform Pittsburgh's identity in subtle but profound ways. Even casual fans are beginning to imagine Hill's presence as a psychological advantage, with opposing teams potentially making strategic errors simply by reacting to his speed and playmaking ability. Industry discussions suggest that Hill's rumored addition could rival or even surpass some of the most iconic acquisitions in franchise history, redefining what it means to be a Steelers offensive powerhouse. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.